السلام عليكم جماعة الخير، عليكم ايش اخباركم، ايش مسوين؟ اليوم عندي فيديو ينرفع فيه ضغطي، لان هاي اللعبة ترفع الضغط. عندنا لعبة جيتنج اوفرت مع الكلب اللي اسمه بنت فودي. بتعرفون ليش الكلب؟ تعرفون ليش؟ لان لما بنبدا اللعبة بتعرف ليش. الحين بطلع من البرميل طبعا، لان شيء طبيعي ان الانسان يخش ببرميل ويتم خش فيه. والله شكله تلتيه. اوكي لماذا هدح المنى؟ اوكي حلو الحين لازم اصعد. اوكي هدي تقدر تصعد اتوقع شي. رحنا لا بدا يتكلم. انا بعرف انت شو وضعك في الحياة. انت منو قال لك شيء انت قاعد تسوي مفيد انك قاعد تتكلم؟ منو اللي حطك في اللعبة؟
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view, starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
عساك ما كنت هير.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to
مو
take a
توك
break at
سكت.
any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
لا اله الا الله.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazzuo,
اوكي والله وصلت مكان بعيد.
who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely. And they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following.
لا
More for the joy of building them than as polished products.
يا اخي.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts.
ليش
One of the
ما
most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its
الله ياخذ بليز كيف
No amount of
يتكلم.
forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game.
اوكي حلو. اول مرة في حياتي اوصل هالمكان.
Over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it,
اوكي
exploring the limits of
اتوقع
your
اروح.
reach and your strength.
ما اعرف وين اروح.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense,
لا اوكي.
every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
اسكت.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard.
يا اخي جاب.
But my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them.
اسكت.
And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit.
اسكت.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened.
والله لو انك مو بجزء من اللعبة لا كنت سفلت فيك.
I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used with a certain content.
عبالي بطيح اخر شيء والله لا صيح.
To this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. Be games, be movies, be music, be philosophy. Maybe this is what digital culture is.
الحين هاي
A
طيحة
monstrous
ولا؟
mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it.
هاي طيحة صح؟
Infinite and unsorted.
لا اوكي. I don't know what's a fall, what's not a fall. والله العظيم ما تعرف يا ريال.
There's 3D models of breakfast.
هاي
Gen
أرض
X's fanfic
ولا شو؟
novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on Live League. Facebook's got lifelike sites with unbranded ads.
اتوقع نعتز نفسي.
Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context,
يا أخي هذا ما يسكت.
friendly content.
هذا ما يا عمي شاب.
But not
Damn.
added. Why make something demanding?
لا
It
إله
just
إلا
gets
الله.
piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things.
والله ان هذه اخس من العاب الرعب. لا اله الا الله، لا اله الا الله، قلبي بيوقف، والله قلبي بيوقف من هاللعبة. اوه يا حبيبي لا مو بشي. عرف ايدي من كثر ما هي معرقة، خوفي اتزحلق وهي بالعيد. الحين اخ الكلتش، والله الكلتش. يا الله لو طحت يستوي الزعل والله. خرا وصلت مكان بعيد. احس حتى اللي سوى اللعبة بيقول لي ايش قاعد تسوي بنفس المكان. ولد لا يكون لازم اروح هناك، لان لو اروح هناك بيستوي السب. اوه عمري ما وصلت المكان. لا لا هدي 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 معلم. وين السنسر؟ ما اشوفه. اوكي يا اني مجنون لكن شكلي باكليمون. لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 لا. بس ابوصل مكان ثاني غير المكان الخرا اللي انا فيه. تعرف شيء؟ انا بوقف هني، احس وصلنا مكان اوكي، احس وصلنا مكان اوكي، بوقف هني بريك للمره الجايه. ما بلعب اليوم، ما بلعب باكر، ما بلعب يمكن بعد 50 يوم قدام. بشوف متى بلعب بعدين بنزل فيديو. لكن انا اوكي. كميه ستريس اللعبه تجيب الستريس بشكل غير طبيعي للامانه. فانا بوقف هني، وان شاء الله ارد لكم في مقطع جاي، فيديو جديد، اي شيء جديد. خلنا نخلص، بطلع بحرك، بسوي اي شيء. يلا مع السلامه.